G'day champion, how you doing? Welcome back to Murphy's Magic Stumped. Today I have a beautiful episode for you today. I have some absolute legends in the house. I have Noel Quarter and Roddy McGee from Trick Boom, and they're here to talk about absolutely everything Eject. I can't wait to get into it with you. But before we get into today's episode, I do want to tell you about this week's giveaway. If you want a chance to win the Pocket Magic Bundle, stick around till later on in this episode, and I'll show you how to enter that very competition. Now let's jump over to the legends themselves. Roddy McGee and Noel Quarter, how you doing, lads?
Woo!
Hello.
Wow, that was really...
Wow.
Well,
I mean, that is up there with Craig. That is very good intro. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I have a lot of practice. I'm just, again, very upset that when you called in, you weren't in a bathtub or in a shower or...
Yeah, no one wants to see that.
I do. But that will be the next live, I think, if you're down for it.
Yeah.
Love it. I love to hear it. Thank you so much for coming on and chatting everything Eject. When I saw this at Magic Live, I don't know how many times I went past the Trick Boom stand and just was like, can I see it again? Can I see it again? Can I film it again? I loved it, man. It just looks so good. Can you tell me a little bit about the history? Where did it kind of come from? Where was the creative process? How long you've been in production? Just a little elevator pitch on it for me.
I'll take this one. I think so. It started off with an idea that I had for actually making something else jump up in the air, which we may get to eventually with me and Roddy. But that was the plan originally, like something else jumping up in the air. And then I spoke to some friends, and a friend of mine, Mark Hill, is a great sort of tech whiz, and he started the ball rolling with making a unit to make a pen jump up in the air. And we went, a while with Mark doing it, and it just time was getting away from us. So we got the guys from Ultramantic to do it, who are absolute tech wizards. And me and Roddy know magnets and glue and flap cards and all that good stuff, but we don't. We're not the tech wizards, and they definitely are. So they came in, and we've been working with them for the last couple of years. We had our vision of what we wanted this thing to look like, cool and sexy, and just we had our, and I think they've absolutely excelled it. And the finished product was just so excited to hold. We made something and it's got a USB lead. I mean, we feel like we're Apple. It's so exciting.
There you go. I think that you're pretty much on the same premise as Apple. You're forwarding technology. I love it. Before we get into a little bit more of Eject, I know some people are going to want to know what Eject looks like. So we're going to roll a clip right now of exactly what Eject looks like out in the wild. So here it is.
All right. 1, 2, 3, fire. Ta-da. Yeah, you find it out of your butt. Good job.
At Trick Boom, we've made a portal only at Magic Live. Watch this. I'll drop a pen in here.
No way.
And we've got a rubber pen as well.
Sure, that says the rubber pen, but as to be, it goes soft when it travels.
Oh, yeah. They might have seen that before.
Yeah. But then you can.
No way.
Oh,
Hey, how good is that?
the acting on us is beautiful. I love it. Look, BAFTA nominated, all of us. Thank you so much, guys. That looks really cool. Again, love every bit of Eject. Can you like break it down now? So let's do a little bit of role play with us right now. I'm like the mailman. I knock on the door and I hand you Eject. What do you get when you take that box from the mailman? You open it up. What are you going to find inside?
That didn't go in the direction I thought it was going to go. I think, right. Yep. Oh, you've got what? Have you got one here?
I've got one here. So
okay, you can do it.
So normally, I think the magic rules are, we don't show all the good stuff. So, I don't know if that's going to be reversed, but that is your sexy box, a nice bit of shimmer.
Ooh. And
inside, I'm going to...
Yeah, cover that up.
Yeah, well, they're not going to learn too much, but... I shall show you what we've got. So this is the main unit. Actually, you get a little box, a white box of accessories. You've got your lead and some other bits and pieces inside there. And then the good stuff, you get a remote control. It's been injection molded. None of that 3D printed stuff that you might see from other guys. We went the expense to make it look amazing and perfect.
Love it.
Injection molded. And this is the actual unit. So size-wise, I can tell you it fits exactly inside of a poker card box. So it's 0.5 mil or whatever it is shy. So it'll get inside of a card box. If you want to pop it inside of a card box, for whatever reason, you can do. But most of the time, it's never going to be seen by spectators. So, in fact, it's never going to be seen by spectators. It is going to be hidden either, if you're doing it in close-up, it'll be in your breast pocket. If you're doing it in a stand-up show or a kid's show, you'll have it in your props case. Or you'll have it in a bag or a million other things, which we'll cover later on. But yeah, it's never going to be seen. But
that's it. That's what I want to kind of discuss. I think the next kind of chat people want to know about is what is the quality. Obviously, you've Eject molded everything, so it looks absolutely incredible. But can we kind of get into the quality of the materials? How durable is it? You've obviously put it through the ringer. Through a lot of performances. Like the amount of times I saw you performing this at Magic Live was insane. So,
we've fired it hundreds, thousands of times. I guarantee you this to everyone in Murphy's Land. We've all loved Magic. We all love playing with Magic and practicing. I think me and Roddy both agree this is the most fun Magic trick you can play with. Yeah. It's the joy when you get this. If you've got to go work the next day, I tell you this now, you're going in late. You are guaranteed to be up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, firing this thing and catching it. The joy.
There's just something fun about catching something. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? There is something that, like, when you fire it and you catch it, you just feel like a boss. Do you know what I mean? And so I have them like I'd said before, we've got some older prototypes as well. So I have 3 of them at the moment. The one that I use, which I have here, should put it down there, and I have another 2 that are in my office. And as I go into my office, I have the remotes that are on the bookshelf. So when I go in, sometimes I have them set up on different bookshelves. So again, I sometimes pick up a remote and fire one at myself as I'm walking to my desk. Even if I don't need a Sharpie, I'll just... So catch it, and then I'll go and sit down. When I'm sitting at the desk, and I can fire another one over towards myself as well. The only thing that's annoying about it is having to get up and put them back in again to do it again, right? But it's just a fun thing. And, like the first time I got a prototype from Noel, he sent me the first prototype that Mark had made. And I went into my kitchen, I put my suit jacket on, I put it in my pocket, I put the thing in, I fired it, and I caught it the first time. And I'm not going to say that everyone's going to catch it the first time, but the first time when I caught that, I was just like, there's something super cool about that. And then the first time in performance, when I did it at the restaurant that I used to work at, I actually fired it by accident. It was the old prototype where you'll see that the remote that we have now has a sort of recess button. And on my remote, you have this other little piece of foam that you get as well. You can put on a raised button if you like. And I use that when I'm using it with the arm strap. But back then, first time I had taken it out, I hadn't set it up properly really. And it was the old remote, like a hair trigger, and I forgot where it was. And while I was searching for something else, I pressed it and I fired it and I caught it while looking directly at the spectator. It flew up and I went, because I said, I think I've got another pen. And she said, oh, it's in your pocket. I fired it, flew up and I caught it while I was looking at her. I've fired this 3,000 times, and probably since then, maybe 5,000. I've never been able to replicate that once.
Mate, afterwards, so cool. You're doing the Spider-Man hands going,
just kind of going, just catching it and going, oh, as it went here, I went, there you go. And oh man, but it is the best fun. I know I'm kind of rambling. It is so much fun to just fire it and catch it, and thinking about different ways that you can fire it, where you can catch it and stuff like that.
That's absolutely right.
I've said too much. You can't run. No,
I love it. Keep going.
The other thing about it, you asked mainly about the durability of it. Now, going back to those early prototypes, the first system that we had come up with for locking the pen down, we were delighted with it. It was great. We thought it was great until Ultramantic looked at it and they went, nah, that, you're going to have misfires there. You're going to have issues with that. Mm-hmm. So they redesigned it entirely, and it's got this double locking mechanism. You'll see when, let me just here, if I can reach it, because I had mine on the floor. So when you fire when you load this in, you'll see in these little holes here that it has these two little bits that fill up, and that's this double locking mechanism. So the thing is solid, even though, like Noel said, it is plastic. It's injection molded.
It's very strong. It's very strong plastic, and it's injection molded. Which, if you guys don't know what injection molding is, most of the stuff, often you'll see things that have been 3D printed, and 3D printing is great. But injection molding is so much stronger. It's the finish you'll find. If you look around the house and you'll look at, an accessory for the Hoover or whatever it is, it will be injection molded. It's what professional companies use if they want durability, lightweight, strength, so that you get a professional finish. This looks like, it looks like a fancy gadget because it is a fancy gadget.
It is.
And has a very high capacity lithium battery in there as well. And so as far as charging it goes, probably takes about 30 minutes charge, is it?
Way less. It's genuinely 10 minutes or less to charge it. And the truth is, even when you charge a thing, it's remarkable. I mean, Roddy, you've fired it hundreds, probably thousands of times on one charge.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I charged this. I think it was at Magic Live was the last time I charged this, and I've used it a lot since. Because really, when you're firing this, as soon as this goes in, a little light comes on, a little sensor to tell you the pen's in there. It knows the pen's in there when the sensor comes on. And now the power is off, essentially. This is set. I can take the pen out. This is, as soon as the pen goes in, it goes off. And the only time that it fires, or the only time that it uses any power, is when I press the remote and I fire it. And that hit my ceiling, that should have been on the floor. And that's the only time it uses any power. So when it's in your pocket, it's just sitting dormant. The power is not on. So that charge is going to last you, as Noel said, thousands of... he tasked me with counting how many times
you lost count.
You could fire it. And after a few hundred, I was like, I couldn't be bothered counting it anymore. And I thought, let's just say it's lots. So
that's the medical term, lots.
Yeah. Lots of times.
Well, that's kind of another thing. I know. Sorry, were you going to say something?
Sorry, I was going to say, but you have an indicator on it as well. So when you put the pen in, this light that comes on, it will tell you by the colour what your charge is remaining. So, but that's all in there.
That's great. That was one other thing I wanted to ask. I wanted to ask is there like an indicator, and can you adjust the strength, how much it's going to shoot?
Absolutely. So that's one of the killer features, because when we talked to the guys at Magic Live, and everyone was super excited about it, and then people were buying it without knowing what they were even getting, because they just they love the visual. But the big thing is you can adjust the height from, on the lowest setting, I'm not entirely sure why you'd want to have on the super low setting, but you can go from about 2 feet to about, you can get up to 15 feet if you want to. So it'll go super high. If you are going, like if me and Roddy are having it fire from your breast pocket, I don't know, it's set to about 4 feet probably. I think that's sort of average. You want enough time for it to fire out and catch it. But if you're doing it in a stand-up show, and you are having the pen jump out of your props case, for example, then it matters less. You just, you're going to fire the thing and catch it. You can also fire it to a spectator. So if it's in your breast pocket and you want to fire it to to your audience, if you think I suck at catching, which I know some people do, if you want to, you can have it in your breast pocket and you can say to the person, "Hey, how good are you at catching?" You're not going to tell them what's happening. You can even say, good baseball player, you good goalkeeper, whatever, just some sort of a vague clue that something is about to happen, and say, "Okay, ready, incoming," and then press the button. And is it a magic trick? Probably not, but it's just a very cool moment. And I think of it as being sort of like the modern day fire wallet, because you can't do fire wallet in a lot of environments. Now people are going to moan, but this, you're doing something that from 10, 15 feet away, people are going to go, "What the hell happened there? I seen a pen jump, 8 feet in the air and a guy caught it." It can be an opener. It absolutely can be an opener. Hey, I'm going to do a card trick, but for that, you're going to need this card and you're going to need this. Boom. And snap your fingers. The pen jumps out of your pocket. You catch it and you are absolutely good to go with a rock and roll start to a magic set where you look like a complete badass, or as close as me and Roddy do get to looking.
That's it. Coming out with the kiss
I
makeup.
put my glasses on just as you called me a badass.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, that's sick. Well, I know when you did it to me at Magic Live and you're like, "Can you catch?" And I was like, the panic was on. But when I caught it again, I felt like the badass. And having that for the spectator too is part of that. Like
they get so excited about the whole thing. It is like it's a fun thing. Getting the spectator to catch it, and all you're doing is you're moving your body slightly. You're going to lean forward by an inch or two. To get them for it to fire. I mean, you feel like Boba Fett. It is proper rock and roll excitement.
I love rock and roll, and Boba Fett fits hand in hand. You can't get any better than that. So pretty much when this goes live, it's bound to be out at your favorite magic shop right now. And we'll have a link in the description below if you want to pick it up. You can pick it up for $154, and you need a skill level of a beginner magician, because the skill level, the sleight of hand and the dexterity in this is insane. Like it's really hard, isn't it?
Yeah, you need this. In fact, I'll do it. This is what you need to be able to do.
Oh, yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
And then, you know what? Ideally, you can catch it, but like we said, it doesn't matter. So there's routines where it doesn't matter whether you catch it. You can fire it to the spectator; they can catch it. Or if there's a card stab routine that we talk about on the instructions. Now, this is going to be more for people doing a stand-up or a parlor show. But there's no suggestion of you catching it. It's going to impale the selected card and jump, 10, 12 feet in the air, and it's a finish to your show. So that is the great thing with Eject, is it can be literally the start, the opener to your show, or it can also be, the finish if you're doing a parlor show or a stand-up show. So for a small thing, you've got an opener and or a closer.
I can't wait to see that card stab. That sounds really cool.
We see a little bit of our friend Matt doing it on stage, and but my favourite thing to do, obviously, Noah and I both do it out of the breast pocket pretty much. I'd say 90% of the time. But if I get the opportunity to do any little kind of sort of parlour stand-up things, then I love throwing it into a box and having it fly back out, or doing the thing that we did on the stand where you bounce it. I'm going to try it, where you bounce it on the ground, you bounce it comes back up. You don't even have to catch it then, right? I love the bouncy thing. You just
and the
do
portal routine as well.
The portal is great fun. So yeah, it's one of these things that when you start playing with it, you think, "Oh, what else could I do with it?" Do you know the odd thing as well when we were doing it in Magic Live? It was that I would fire out of my pocket, as people walk by, and would go, "How you doing?" Fire it and catch it, right? Just to try, and it was like a magnet. People would just come over, and then as soon as they come over, I would, I'd pick up another remote and I'd go, "Check this out! It's one of these rubber pens," and I'd throw it in the ground behind the stand. It would bounce back up, and I'd catch it, and then I'd take it out and explain what it was. Say it's this thing, it's blah 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 blah. It's a remote control, and the number of times, and you had this as well, didn't you? Where people said, "Well, that's great, that's cool, but how does it bounce off the ground?" And I'd say, "Well, there's just one on the ground. There's like a load of Sharpies down there that I've just thrown on the ground." And every time, when I fire one, right. So it seems like it's weird that it's not immediately obvious. And for me, it wasn't.
We felt bad. Obvious. I was thinking,
I
don't want to have to explain to them that we've got 82 Sharpies lying on the floor here, because these are the guys who've got Vegas shows, and
I mean, that's the thing. When we were doing it, when we were setting up the stand, I put one down on the floor, just in a roll of tape, put it in there just to keep it upright. And I said, look, we'll have one down here anyway. The remote is there. So we're firing out our pockets. If for whatever reason you've fired out your pocket, let's say you haven't loaded one in, you don't have a pen handy, there's one between us, so you can pick up the remote, fire it, and just catch it. So there'll be one down there all the time. We're set for that. And as soon as I set it up, I had this little thought thinking, I wonder what it would look like if I just threw one down there and pressed it. And we both just killed ourselves laughing at it, going, oh, that is great. And it was in by then. So it's weird that it's not something that seems super obvious, but it just goes to show that there's much more to this than it would appear, that it's a thing for firing a Sharpie. But really, when you put your imagination to it, there's loads of great things you could do with it. Maybe you've got a vent act and you do something with the doll and you throw the pen in, it fires back out and it's written a prediction. Or there's all sorts of stuff you could do,
Well, that was one of the things I know when I saw it at Magic Live. I got to be honest with you, I thought you had like a little miniature trampoline down at your feet and you were throwing it at that. And I was like, oh, this is how it's done.
Tiny assistant.
You bring
a little dude. Yeah, a little dude down there.
You should actually do that. Just next time when you do it, someone's like, how's that done? You're like, oh, a little trampoline. This is what we do. Or just have like someone else down on the floor, just stand up and go, oh, it's just me. And they have like a Sharpie in their mouth and they shoot it out. Just like a little faux reveal. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, we'll do that.
There you go.
You can do it. It can be you. You can come up with your box of Sharpies.
I'll do it. That'll be my little gig. I'm down for that. We'll do that at Blackpool. Oh, look at these absolute champions. You guys are the best. It's true. I've Googled it. Okay, I'm sorry, Noel and Roddy. I need to interrupt for just a little wee second because I promised these legends a giveaway. But before we get into today's giveaway, we need to find out who won last episode's bundle. So congratulations, champion. You're the winner of last episode's bundle. Now on to this week's giveaway. If you want a chance to win the Pocket Magic Bundle, all you need to do is comment in the comment section below. Where would you shoot your Sharpie from? Would you do it from your top pocket, a bag? Would you do a portal or the bounce Sharpie? Whatever it is, let me know in the comment section below. Then on next episode Stumped, I'll draw a name out at random and you'll be announced on that episode. So my friend, good luck. Also, if you haven't checked out last week's episode of Stumped, make sure you do. Card on screen right now. It's where I go over absolutely everything you need to know about this incredible piece of magic. I kind of want to get into the tutorial a little bit more. You talked about it. What's the tutorial like? How's it shot? Like when people are going to watch this at home, can you run us through a little bit of the tutorial, the quality?
Yeah,
what
sure.
They can learn, that kind of thing.
So it is filmed across several continents. We filmed some of it at Magic Live, and some of it at TCB Towers. The majority of it is filmed in our little sort of home studio upstairs, with little cameos from Roddy in Vegas. But it's the tutorials. It's not super long. I know that is one thing. When you get this thing, guys, watch the instructions. I know we always say this, but I've never meant it more. Watch those instructions. It's not long. It's like, I think it's just under 40 minutes.
Okay.
Watch our instructions. We've given you everything. We show you exactly how to do it. The quality is good. I want to make it as easy as possible for everyone to understand and to get started, but to get started safely. Mm-hmm. And it's filmed in our little home studio upstairs. So the quality is very good for that.
That's great. That's great. And you run through, obviously, kind of how to use the device. Any routines? I know you said you teach the card stab.
Yeah, so routine-wise, we sort of took a slightly different position on this, which is I just sort of talk through the in words like I did at the stand of how you would do these routines. So there isn't a performance of the card stab, but I talk you through exactly what the sequence would be. Mm-hmm. We're not hiding anything with this thing. We've been super open. The pen's firing up in the air. A card is selected. Maybe that would be your choice of what the card would be, and it's as simple as possible to understand. But we make it clear on the video. Mm-hmm. Then we've got the portal routine, which is the thing that we did at Magic Live. You can see in the trailer where you drop one pen into another bag and it fires out of another bag. And so there's no performance of that, but I teach you through exactly what you would do if you want to do that little sequence, and you've got all the information there.
Yeah, that's great. That's great, and they're all under 40 minutes, which is good because that allows you to learn what you need to, then go out and create routines that you want to do with this. Because I know when I saw it, I was already racing with ideas that I
people are just running, like the amount of times at Magic Live. Certainly, you'd see people walk past, and you'd know you're like, I can't wait to see what that guy's going to do with it. Charlie Fry, who's a hero for me and Roddy, came past and he picked one up, and I was like, I can't wait to see what this great magical entertainer and juggler and crazy man will do with it. And the list of sort of celebrity magicians that picked this thing up it's absolutely crazy. All the guys off of the big Vegas shows and everybody else, but also even if you get paid for professional magic work, I'm going to take a punt and say that at some point in your show you're going to need a Sharpie, and if you need a Sharpie, then you could just take it out of your pocket. But we're trying to make every moment and maximize every second in our shows to make them as entertaining as possible. Let's make it cool. Let's make it as exciting as possible. So squeezing everything you possibly can out of your set is great. But even if if you don't do magic professionally, it's such a fun thing. Mm-hmm. Put in your desk at work. Put it on this. The batch on this thing, like we said, is insane. You can just put it in a cupboard, off to the side somewhere, and then when you want to, just press fire. If people come around to the house, you go, I'll make a note of that. You can orchestrate a reason to say, oh, let's have a look at this, and then boom, the pen comes firing out and you catch it. So yeah, it's so much fun.
I know that's one of the things when I saw this at Magic Live, I actually have a mate that doesn't do magic. He shot some magic from me in the past, but he runs a coffee shop. He owns a coffee shop, and he saw it and he's like, I want this to be sitting behind my coffee shop. So when I have to write a name on a coffee cup, he drops the pen and it'll bounce back up, or he'll just go and it'll hang on,
that's
great. Click, it'll shoot up into his hand, and then write the thing just to break up the mundane moments. He doesn't do magic. He just wants to create magical moments.
Well, that's the thing. You can make it look like a skill thing.
Yeah.
Like you can say, if you've got a counter behind you, you can drop it and go, oh, it lands on my toe. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. And then just mime the fact that you've alley-ooped it into your hand.
Sack it back up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like the gag, the card palmed and going to your shoe and taking the palm card from your shoe. But this will look way more convincing that you've actually had the insane dexterity to flick it from your foot up into your hand.
That's so cool.
Or a juggler. That's the other one I thought of, is jugglers. As if you put a little weight in 3 Sharpies, open up the barrel, which we show you how to do, put a little weight in there. If you can, if you're a juggler, I am definitely not a juggler, but if you juggle a couple of Sharpies, if you drop one, you go, hold on 1 second, and then you just alley-oop it back up into your hands, and you carry on with a little juggling sequence.
Yeah, that's sick. That's cool. So it's kind of limited to what you want to do with it. Just go crazy with it. Yeah.
The thing is, you can put a rolled up card in there as well. It'll go for miles because of the weight. Rolled up card with a little band around it. We do recommend that you only put a Sharpie in here. It's designed specifically for the Sharpie, but you can, put a rolled up card in there. No. It will go, or a rolled up bill, as long as it's something that's as wide as the Sharpie and it's it's going to go in there and trigger the sensor, because the sensor
you need rigidity and it to be roughly the same size as the Sharpie. But be careful, use common sense, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, there'll be big warnings on the screen right now flashing.
Oh, we have lots of warnings in our tutorial. We want people to be safe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have fun, kids, but be safe.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, I can't wait to play with this. And so we'll talk about a little bit kind of what kind of magicians will get a kick out of this. Obviously, walk around, close up, strolling magicians. Like you said, leaning into the pocket. This will pretty much play across all genres. You already see this on social media go super viral.
Yeah, we had some great. There's a clip in our socials and in the trailer as well of dropping it into a tube. I've forgotten the guy's name. He's a brilliant magician. And he's got 2 tubes, and there's one with the down, there's one with an up, and he drops one in, and then the pen fires out of the up tube. Don't nick his routine, kids, but it's absolutely fantastic. There's loads of things you can do on socials. with it. The thing that Harry does, Alakazam, where it's bouncing, he's doing the bouncing thing, but he just makes it, it makes it feel so great because he's pushing the pen towards the camera. Even if you don't do it as the full routine in your socials, if you just have that as a beat in your routine, it's just a funny thing. Like maybe if you do the bouncing thing, someone might say, you got a mate down there to chuck the pen up to you. It doesn't matter. It's just a beat in your show. If you do it live, it's better, but it works great as a social thing as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, our friend Jack Roberts, he uses it in his stage show, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I can see Jack having great fun with it.
Kills with it. Jack sent the clip to us of him doing it, and he's got this a great routine, and the pen fires, and it's monster laugh, because if you can build it into your routine, like I said, for the card stab, you can talk about this being your trained Sharpie. Sharpies never die. I've had this Sharpie since I started Magic, and I've had it for X years, and I've trained it. First of all, I need to put it into a deep sleep, and you hypnotize the Sharpie, and then you do the rubber Sharpie gag. You say, okay, choose a card. You drop the pen into the case. You say, okay, spectator, can you spring the cards? Or if they can't, then you do. You spring the cards over your case, and all the cards go flying over the top of the case. The pen, you say, right, Sharpie now, because you're trained Sharpie, and it fires up into the hail of cards and impales the selected card. So you've got, there's loads of mad things you can do. I know it's the Magic dealer cliche, but it's limited only by your imagination, but it is absolutely true.
Yeah, I'm literally, while you're saying this, I'm running through ideas of ways you could have the Sharpie stretch, you're going to stretch a Sharpie out and throw it down, and shoots back out, and it's this ginormous Sharpie, or
oh, completely, yeah. And if you're, here's another thing you do. If you've got a gimmick or something like that, you can you might be able to ring in the gimmick in that way as well. There's lots of things you can do with it as well. It's going to be great for kids entertainers because that portal routine, 2 paper bags and a kid up on stage, and you drop something into one bag and the pen comes firing out and you catch it. You can do it with the magic wand as well. If it's the magic wand is the same size as the Sharpie in diameter, you can 3D print it, or we're working on trying to bring some of those in. But yeah, just you can do it with other things as well. So yeah, there's kids entertainers, close-up magicians. When we first conceived it, we thought of it largely as the close-up magician's badass tool. But then the more we played with it, you're like, you know what? Stand-up shows, kids shows, parlor shows, family shows, social media. There is so many things to it.
Weddings, funerals, bar mitzvahs,
and everything in between.
I haven't done a wedding fair or a trade show in forever, but a mate of mine, Russ Appleby, was saying the other day about doing a wedding fair. But what a great thing, or a trade show. What a great thing to draw a crowd, just as people are coming past, because in the exact same environment that me and Roddy were doing at Magic Live, but you're doing it for non-magicians now, even better. Trying to stop people at an environment like that is a nightmare.
Yeah.
What if you just had this badass thing firing up in the air, and you go, hey folks, come over here, and you're, like Roddy said, they're just walking straight over. You aren't having to beg them to stop.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to get attention wherever you are. I can imagine you at a gig too, a close-up gig, and then you just everyone sees a pen fly up, and everyone's like, whoa! And then you catch it, and you start doing, just sign a card. Or having the signed card appear in it. That's just such a cool way that breaks that moment up, just gets that attention when you want it. That's amazing. Thank you so much. That's sick. Next thing, I know people, this I guess it's self-explanatory now, but just to make 100% certain, there's no examinability in it because you're not having the device examined, but the Sharpie is examinable.
Oh yeah, the Sharpies are. That's one of the interesting things. We had a few messages after Magic Live and after you guys and everyone else that put on their socials saying, when is the gimmicked pen trick out, or when is the bouncing pen trick out? And the good news is, guys, it is absolutely legitimate Sharpie. It's the you've got hundreds of them in the house. It's a regular Sharpie. If you wanted to go hot tip, if you wanted to go a little bit higher, you can take the barrel out of the Sharpie.
Take the ink out, it does go higher.
I like how you said that deviously. You're like, I've tested it.
And I'm desperately trying to find my Sans Minds rubber Sharpie to find out. I imagine that would go into the atmosphere if I can find that. That was one as well. So yeah, it'll absolutely will fire into a good height. I forget what my point was, but
yeah, that's cool. Actually, that would be a cool idea. Like you said, know when you said like it's a rubber Sharpie, you kind of did the shake and then you would throw it at the ground. Like you show that it's rubber, but you're like, oh, it cools down a little bit and actually goes hard. That's when you do the switch for like the real Sharpie. Yeah. Oh man, there's so much you could do with it. Oh man, I'm excited. Now that gets into, I guess, the angles of this. What are the angles like? I guess that, again, depends on the situation you're going to be performing this in. But have you found that you've, obviously the pocket perform at 360
Yeah, I mean,
like
the unit is always hidden. Mm-hmm. So pen fires 4 feet out. Like, it's still a cool thing to look at. It's just, you just can't see it as well. So I can't think of it an angle issue with it in performance, because you're always going to hide. The eject unit will be in pocket or a bag or something.
Yeah, well, one thing to note actually is when the unit is in your breast pocket, then you will see a little bit of the pen. You'll see the lid of the pen in your pocket there once it's in there. So they see the pen, they never see the unit.
In the same way as as magicians, I certainly have a Sharpie in my top pocket anyway. It looks
exactly.
Yeah.
And I use it as a point of reference, really. I have the pen there. And that is when I do the whole thing of not. Well, actually, what I do is I do Wayne Fox's not so sharp. Not so sharp, is that what it's called? Where you give them a pen that doesn't work and you roll in a little ball. It's fantastic. I love it. And then when I go to look for another one, I say, I'm sure I've got another one. And invariably, I'd say like 90% of the time, someone will say, you've got one in your pocket, they'll spot it there. And I go, all right, okay. And I click my fingers, it'll fire out and I catch it. So I'll let them notice it first while I'm looking. And if they're taking too long, I'll go, oh, hold on, here it is. Click and then give it to them. So I want them to see there, And
you've given doing it that way, you've given them the magic power, because when they replay it, they think, what if we didn't? Hey, G-Shucks, what if we didn't spot that pen?
Yeah.
I know you would eventually have fired the thing.
Actually, yeah, that's true.
That's cool. Well, what even if like the device is inside your pocket? You said you've never had anyone say, could I see you inside your pocket? No one's living for that moment of trying to expose it. But because it does fit inside a tuck case, you could easily just, oh no, this is another deck of cards in my pocket, and just let it sealed.
Yeah.
You can put a little hole, get a little hole punch and put a hole in it, and you've got card box. I think it's in that weird category. So one of the things that people want to know about is, does the thing, how loud is it? Does it make a noise?
Yeah.
It makes a noise. It makes a noise. It's in a weird category though, a bit like it's a special effect. It's a magic trick sometimes, and it's a special effect other times. It makes a noise. If you are if there's ambient noise, it won't be. You won't really be able to hear it too much. If you're in a quiet room, you'll hear the sound of a spring being released. But as soon as you see that thing firing in the air, all thoughts about, I wonder if he's got a mechanical device to make that pen, completely goes. No one cares. They go, oh my god, the pen flew out of his pocket.
Yeah. This is a fun moment as well. And I always click my fingers when I fire it anyway, so I'm sort of covering that noise,
Yeah.
But it's just a really hard one to categorise that way. And I think Noel said it perfectly, saying that sometimes it's a special effect. And for me, that's most of the time. Mm-hmm. It's a little something special just to augment my performance that always gets a reaction. People laugh and they get surprised by it. And it's not a magic trick, right? When I use it, primarily jumps out my pocket. But it somehow is perceived that way by people quite often. And it's just something that really augments my performance. I'm very much the kind of close-up performer that wants to do a lot. I pack as much magic in as possible. If I'm going to give someone a pen, then, it won't work, and I'll roll it in a ball, and then I'll splat it, and then I'll put it in my pocket, and it'll fly out another pocket. And if I'm going to use something, I want to do something magical with it, and I want a lot of stuff happening. So for me, it's absolutely perfect. But, it's a kind of moment, really, for me in my act, and I always get surprised from people. No one's expecting that to happen. And let's face it, surprise is really the key to magic as well. So just sprinkling a little bit more surprise into your performance has got to be good.
Well, it's okay.
I was going to say, sorry, man. Magic Live, it was weird. Obviously, a lot of these dead-eyed magicians who've seen it all. They're like, I'm too cool for all this. Walking around, and the smile of someone who was the dealer smiles at the punter smiles back, but in their head they're going, I'm just keeping on walking. I'm too cool to stop. This thing comes off. The surprise, it is so strong that they just immediately come walking over, because so that's magicians who know that we are selling, gadgets and tricks, but laymen have no chance. If a layman sees this thing happening, it is going to be a talking point. It is going to get you started, whether you use it as an opener or a middle part in your set, or or close, or however you use this moment. Or you can use it like we've had people buying too, saying, I want to have a little kickback routine, a little moment where maybe it fires out of my pocket first of all, and you chuck it into the case, you go, I need the pen back, snap your fingers, and it jumps back and you're able to catch it a second time. There's lots of ways that you can do it. But the surprise is the high thing, because even though what's going to happen, they have no idea, and it's absolutely just, like, it just really catches them.
It's people walking past. I know that from a fact. When I was at your booth and at other booths, and just people walking past, and you would just do that, throw on the floor or have it teleport, and people going, stop, hang on, we go back and have to have a look and ask, where's the trampoline behind the
It's a 1 second opener. It's what we all want and need. In all the books it says fast, visual. How about the smallest unit of time we have, and the most visual thing you can do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you got something to catch someone's eye in that first 1 second of you seeing them, what do you do?
Yeah.
Shoot a Sharpie at them. That's what I say. Yeah. That's great. Now, thank you so much. Is there anything kind of like you want to sum up, like an elevator pitch? Is there anything you kind of want to, that you think I might have missed that someone's going to ask in the comment section? Do you want to kind of run through?
Nothing that rings a bell. I think, it's, if you want to look like either the coolest guy in the room, brackets, as cool as you can look, then, you need this thing. This pen firing up in the air and catching it. The moment you get it, and the first time you catch it, the joy you will experience will be absolutely up. It's too much joy. It's the most joy you can have from plastic. There's your quote.
There you go. That's perfect. The most joy you can have from plastic. I think that's perfect. Roddy, is there anything that you want to mention to the lovely viewers?
Sorry, that way. Yeah, what he said.
Yeah.
It's great fun. I mean, like, I would say, and I am biased, obviously, but I'd say within the first half hour of sort of playing with it, you've got your money's worth. Just sit in the house yourself. It would be for me, But what he said.
Thank you so much for joining. And again, if you want to pick up Eject, I will have a link in the description below right now where you can pick it up for $154. And you need a skill level of a beginner magician to perform it. And if you do have any questions, please also throw them down in the comment section below. I'm sure the guys will be checking it out. But if you do have any questions that we've missed, they'll check it out, answer the questions, or I'll run to them and ask them the hard questions. But thank you so much, guys, for coming and hanging out and tuning in and joining and hanging out and discussing everything Eject with me today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Look, it's
thank you.
My pleasure, my friend. It's Tuesday. Look, it's lunchtime. Get out of here. Go enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much. And everyone watching, tuning in. Bye.
Waving.
Oh, waving to no one. Waving to us. Waving to you. Whoa, hey, what's that? Oh, you should definitely check out that. Oh, there's so much good magic in there. You won't regret it. Hey, whoa, hey, look at this bad boy. You should definitely subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe, then watch that. Oh, it's a good day to treat yourself.